Okay, this is my Canon Scoopic. This is going to be a really quick rundown of this camera. Scoopic stands for, well, it doesn't stand for anything, but it's supposed to be like the scoop. So this is like a news camera. It has a 100-foot spool right here, and then there were other models that had a different intake up here for a 400-foot mag that could be loaded on top. But the standard is 100-foot. 100-foot daylight spool means that you can load it essentially like this with all the film on the inside not being exposed. You load it into here, you run it up through there, and these little motors run through into the take-up spool there. Pretty straightforward stuff. This there opens it up if you need to be cleaning. There's a little screw right there. Unscrew this, you can lift this up, slide it back to clean out the film gate there. That is the window that you see through the viewfinder there. There's an open and close mechanism there. And here is a little focusing thing so you can make sure that it works for what you're looking at. It sits right on there like that, and then you just turn this and it should be closed. The light seals on this are like notably pretty bad, so I always use like a bit of tape around the edges to make sure that no light leaks occur, or the light leaks that do occur are at least minimal. On the top here we have the lens. The lens is attached. It is a 12.5 to 75 millimeter lens. It's a pretty sharp lens, I would say. It says 1.8, but again, this is 16 millimeter, so you kind of have to double that to like equate it to 35 millimeter. There's a macro function here. There's a little button here. You push down on that, slide this over, and then you're using macro. But it has nice compact zoom feature. Here you have the manual aperture selector. You have apertures from 2.5 all the way to 22. It says T-stop, but that's basically f-stop, if that helps you at all. And also this is the electric eye for the auto exposure. There's a cold shoe right here for different mounts. Opening this up, you have the internal battery compartment. And then you would just slide that in like that. This again is the battery. It's a 12 volt battery, and these are pretty easy to come by. If not, you can just find a broken one online and get it reselled with, like, you know, just standard AA batteries that are rechargeable. On the back here, you have your dial to show how much film you have left. Here you have a little battery checker. So you press that down, and then there's a little needle that'll go through the red and blue. Down here you have the external battery mount. On this side here you have your manual, auto, off, and it's this nice clicking switch there. Here you have very interesting feature. Pull this out and it will only shoot one frame at a time. Push it in, you'll go back to shooting video. Here you have a very nice handle. The strap is very ergonomic, and then you have a run lock feature. So this you hold down and it'll run. If you move it over here, it'll continue to run. So you can set it up somewhere, whatever. It also has a little screw mount there. So if you wanted to use a shutter release cable, you can screw it into there, which would be great for the one frame. If you're doing like stop motion, just easy like that. Up top you have your shutter selector, 16, 24, 32, 48, and 64. And then the center dial is your ASA control, and you push in on this and then move it around to select whatever ASA you're shooting at. Down here there's a little button, and that is your depth of field preview. You press in on this and then you can get a better idea of what's going to be in focus and all that stuff. And that's basically it. That's a very quick rundown of this camera. It's pretty straightforward. Like I said, it was originally developed to be used with the news. It doesn't have a sound sync motor, but it doesn't fall too far off from sound sync. This is one of like the few consumer 16mm cameras out there, and this is, I think, one of the only ones with an auto aperture setting, which actually works pretty well, at least on this one. And yeah, I love this camera. It's one of my favorites to use. It just has a really cool look to it. I think this is from the National Park Service. It says so right there. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. And yeah, I think they're great cameras. That's pretty much all I have for this one. If you have any questions, comment below. And for now though, I think this will do it. Thanks for tuning in, and I will catch you on the next one.